welcome to TCM Talk. I'm Denise Chicuto, and thanks everybody for watching now and on the replay. Thanks for people for watching on the replay. This is Traditional Chinese Medicine Talk, and I'm gonna try to flip this around and start the video soon. Hi everybody, welcome. I hope you can hear me. Please give me some hearts if you can hear me. I'm Denise Chicuto, and welcome to this week's edition of TCM Talk. Kirsten Cowan can't be here this week because she's out on a retreat, and she'll be back in 2 weeks to talk to you, and while I'll be away on vacation. So we're going to talk about menstrual cramps today. Everybody's favorite subject, I know. In the first scope here, we'll talk a little bit about acupuncture points that are good for cramp relief that you can do yourself. You can do with acupressure and with moxa, which we'll talk a little bit about in the second scope. And also you can just do it with the pressure of your finger, your thumb, a closed tip of a pen works well. And for our demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you our favorite acupuncture model, Meridia. Hello. So of course the points I'm going to show you on Meridia are not to scale, but we're going to start out with showing you acupuncture points that can help that are on the abdomen. So it's hard to see a little bit here. Maybe if I turn her around you can see the dip. So this is her navel. That point is good for cold and pain in the body, especially cold. If you tend to get cold during your periods or before your periods, you want to warm that up with the moxa we'll show you later, or with a heating pad, something like that. Hi, thanks for joining. Hi everybody. So that's it's called Ren 8 is the acupuncture lingo for this point, and it's also called Spirit Gate, and this is of course right where your belly button is, and that's the first one. If you get tired a lot before or during your period, you want to go to a point that's 2 fingers below the belly button. Again, not to scale on Meridia, but just below the belly button. That's Ren 6. It's C of Chi. And so that helps to give us more energy during time when we might be running low, especially before your period. Lots of women tend to run low energy or have lower immune response before the period, and that's what C of Chi is good for. And that's again is 2 fingers below the belly button, in the middle, right below the belly, in the middle of the body, right below the belly button. And then we have 4 fingers below the belly button, 4-finger width, below your belly button is a point that's called Gate of Origin. See, it's about here on Meridia. Gate of Origin is also called Ren 4 in acupuncture lingo, and this point is really good for pain in the body. It's so you want to either put the warming moxa, which we'll show you in a little while, on that pain, or you want to use a heating pad in that whole general area. Again, so that's the third point on the abdomen is called Gate of Origin, or Ren 4 in acupuncture lingo. Next, I think we went over some of these points in our last set of scopes in March, early March. So on the inner leg, below the knee, on the inner side of the leg, you want to just sort of feel around for points that are tender, and round about anti-wrinkle cream for cramps. Not exactly. We're talking about cramps right now. Not for, but maybe another scope we'll talk about wrinkle cream, and I'm sure Kirsten Cowan has some. She actually has a healing oil that she makes for. I think it's regenerating serum. It's probably the one that she uses for wrinkles, but I'll make sure that she talks about it on another scope when she's back from her vacation. So back to the inner leg. It's about 4 fingers below the knee on the inside of the leg is a point called spleen 8, and that point is really good for pain and cramps as well. But again, you can just sort of feel any sensitive areas around here on the inner leg and press on the ones that are most sensitive to you. Also, above the kneecap on the inner side of the leg, there's a point called spleen 10, which is good for pain anywhere in the body. But again, the best way to figure out these points for you is to just feel around with your fingers until you find a sensitive spot that feels kind of like a bruise or just a little tender when you touch it. And those are the acupuncture points I recommend most for cramps and fatigue and cold before or during your period. And I'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll get Meridia set up with moxa and talk a little bit about that. And so come back in just 2 minutes and we'll be back with another scope. Thanks. See you soon.